Hello, everybody. What is up? It is Emmett, the creator, producer, host, and editor of Survivor Palisades. I am about to interview the first eliminated contestant, but stop if you have not watched the first episode. Pause the video, go back, watch the first episode before you hear from the first eliminated contestant. You can go check out the first episode, the link in bio, or you can go through our YouTube channels and go check it out. But I'm going to be about to interview the first contestant and just sort of talk about their game, what happened, what could have went wrong, sort of stuff like that. Yeah, so make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video. What are your thoughts on this player and their gameplay? And what did you think about me talking to them more? So yeah, I'll see you guys in the interview. Hello, everybody. This is Emmett, the host, producer, editor, and creator of Survivor Palisades. I'm here with the first player eliminated from the game, Gage Grimes. Gage, how are you doing tonight?
I'm hurting a little bit. Hurting a little bit. Can't lie. Cannot lie to you. Apparently. Cannot lie to
Yeah.
anyone.
Well, for those wondering, you just watched this episode fresh, like 20 minutes ago for the first time. What was it like seeing that back? This was filmed, it's now September of 2025. This was filmed in June of 2024. So it's been a long time.
It was interesting. I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of my gameplay, honestly. I can't really fault myself. Was just kind of doing what I thought was the right call the whole time. Wasn't trying to stab anybody in the back, just kind of rolling with it. But I think I was a little too passive with my game, and I don't know. I feel like I want to try again. I want to do better, but I
Round
don't know.
three,
Maybe that chance will come someday in the future.
who knows? Who knows what this is going to turn into one day? I don't know if this could be forever. Who knows? Maybe the real Survivor is calling. I've said this to you before. You are like reality TV gold. Like you are absolutely like lightning in a bottle. You're just such a good narrative character. So I hope that that opportunity comes for you one day, whether it be Survivor Palisades or some real show.
My fellow contestants clearly didn't want me stealing their spotlight, so
That's what it's the confessional. Exactly. All right. Well, we'll talk about the entire episode, but first, what was the prep process for this like? I mean, this was very different, right? So you did your first season, and I believe I have some notes here. I first asked you to do this September 2023, and I didn't get the yes from you until February of 2024. So about what is that, 3, 4 months? I was trying to put this All Stars together. We were in pre-production for this starting in September, trying to get contacts and like who would play or not. And then we filmed in June. So that's like 8 months or so. Maybe I'm doing the math wrong. So you had a lot more time to prep for this season. You also had a season that you were able to watch coming into this. What was your prep process like for the season? Like knowing who you could be playing against, knowing what you did the first time. Obviously we call you, I call every player and I go over a list of things they did, good, things they could do better for their next season. What was it like for you coming back? And what did you want to do this season?
okay. So basically, I started by watching the actual show Survivor. Just watching a couple seasons that came recommended to me. I actually asked the Cudzels, Sean and Abigail are part of the family because they're big Survivor fanatics. For some advice on seasons to watch, and I watched some of those, and then I obviously watched back my own play. And I kind of formulated a strategy. I was like, okay, last time I came in, um, and I was pretty straightforward. I was a challenge beast. Um, and this time I want to play a better game than that. I kind of want to be a pawn for other people until it becomes convenient to me. The pressure cooks up in order to sort of break free and start my own thing. So in essence, my goal was to be underestimated um, in this game because I found that a lot of people that the more I don't know, secretive and manipulative players um, thought they could use the players that those manipulative players thought they could use really stuck around. And so I thought that was my best bet at making it a long way. And then I was going to rely on my ability to win challenges to carry me through those final few rounds. That obviously did not work as I had intended.
Yeah. So talking about that, you had some prep process. For those wondering, just for context, Gage, who you know from season 4, knows Stratton. Stratton, as you know from this season, knows Sean. Sean and Abigail are sisters, so all our siblings, excuse me. So all four of those have some sort of a connection going in. What was your relationship like with Abigail when you saw her there? Were you expecting, an alliance right off the bat? You guys aren't necessarily close, but your families know each other. Were you expecting to work with her? What was that like?
Yeah, I kind of assumed that Abigail and I would, if not be allianced, at least not target each other. I don't know. I mean, we've grown up around each other for years and years. As you said, we're family friends. So I sort of thought that was a given. I mean, again, not my best assumption. But yeah, I was not seeing her as a major threat.
Got it. Okay, so speaking about your other tribe mates, you have Abigail, you have four others. What was it like for you when you first saw your tribe? I know this didn't air in the episodes, but there was a moment that when you guys were meeting for the first time, you saw Dylan, you're like, oh my God, I remember this kid because you guys used to play sports together when you were like 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I played little kid soccer with Dylan long time ago, and looks totally different. He was super short and chubby back then. Completely
Yeah.
different look. And I don't know. So yeah, so I was excited to see him. I was excited to see Vanessa and Ella Rose, even though, I mean, it was a little rocky in gameplay the last season we played together, but I mean, we became good friends. So I don't know. I was very excited to see my team.
Yeah. So talking about Vanessa, when you see Vanessa, it's funny, she did not vote for you. Everyone else returning except for Stratton, Sarah, Ella Rose, Chase, they all voted for you to go home. Vanessa didn't vote for you. She was completely blindsided when you went home, but you guys had this rocky relationship in season 4 where she was telling secrets and you were spying and she was wanting alliances and you were denying those alliances. Coming back with her, were you really worried that that relationship was just going to be, impossible to work with? What was your thought initially with Vanessa?
Honestly, I thought I had her pretty figured out. I don't know. Because of the ups and downs, she was someone that I really tried to get to know, right? Really tried to figure out in the last season. And so I really wasn't worried about it. Honestly, I was excited when I was talking about how I kind of wanted one of those powerful, manipulative players to kind of take me along with them, to help them win challenges and whatever they wanted. Um, I was kind of like, she was one of the first people that popped into my mind.
Mm.
Stratton also popped into my mind, but that didn't work out because we weren't on the same team. Um, and so because she plays real smart. So yeah, I wasn't so much worried as I was excited about it. So that's obviously why I was super bummed um, to hear that she had thrown my name out in terms of a sort of double cross thing right at the beginning.
Yeah, it's so interesting too. You see at the beginning, you are sort of grouped into this alliance. You're not in the conversation though, with Ella Rose and Vanessa and Dylan. The four of you sort of form this formal, informal alliance at the beginning. What I think is so interesting when I was editing this is Vanessa didn't say your name first. Ella Rose said your name first, but Vanessa was the one who pushed it. And so when Dylan talks to you about that and tells you that secret, Vanessa is sort of the one with like the red paint on her hands. And Ella Rose was the one who said your name first. When you heard Dylan come to you and say Vanessa threw your name out, what was that feeling like in that moment? We see a little bit of your gameplay change there, right? You go from a little bit more passive to unsure of what to do because now you're in survival mode. What were you feeling in that moment, and what sort of changed your gameplay there?
I was super blindsided, and to be frank, I was pissed off. I and I decided, okay, well, screw sort of trying to be a pawn,
I
and
think I lost you
let's
there for 2 seconds. After I heard screw, and that was the last word I heard. Uh-oh, might have lost you again.
wait. I think we're
Uh,
back. Are we back?
okay, we're back. Looks like we're back. The last word I heard was screwed.
Okay. So in that moment, I thought, screw the long-term strategy, right? Clearly, going along with Vanessa isn't going to work if she's already throwing my name out there, right? I'm like, damn it, why did I trust her? I knew from last season that she liked to backstab people. I just didn't think it was going to be me.
Mhm.
Um, and it turns out that was just a play by her. Again, she likes to play. But I didn't see that. And I didn't know that because she didn't tell me. If she had told me that she was gonna propose that play to the girls, then I wouldn't have been blindsided by it, right? Um, and so got me in very fight or flight, threw away the long-term strategy and decided to try to take things into my own hands as a last-minute gamble. Um, and honestly, I was impressed at Abigail and Anna's ability to lie to my face. Although it appears that they weren't actually lying, they were just kind of unsure. Um, they seemed pretty damn sure when we all shook on it. So I don't know. That was a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, pretty masterful gameplay at that point because while Abigail and Anna were unsure, they were going up to you and being like, "We're an alliance. You got to talk to me. You got to trust me." Like we shook hands on that. That handshake from the beginning, definitely got you. But at that point, they had heard your name and they were saying nothing, and they were at that point leaning towards voting you, which they end up doing. So we see your gameplay sort of switch here into that mode. Do you think it was the right move to tell them? Do you think it would have been the right move to tell them more straight up or in a different way? And obviously for perspective for everyone watching this, this round is like 35 minutes. Like Survivor players have 4 hours on the beach. You guys have no time at all. And the only impression that you guys have made of each other is your pre-existing relationships from last season, a few from life, very few. And then on top of that, the little time of small talk that you have at the challenge, and then the camp time. That's it. So just for context, it is very hard if you're wondering at home, how do you even like think that quickly? I don't think I could do that. Like to be able to make a decision in the moment. It's so rash. It's so hard. But going back to that, do you think it was the right decision in the end to tell them, or do you think you could have told them differently? What do you think is the right move to keep you there?
Honestly, I think I was pretty safe except for what I did. Looking back on it, had I kept my mouth shut and had a good poker face and was like, "Oh, I'm not sure," or just said, "Oh, I might vote Ella Rose," and then gone to Ella Rose and Vanessa and been like, "Hey, by the way, I said this just so you know, it's not true," whatever. Right? I could have lied to their face and that would have been totally fine. We would have gone along with it, would have been great. Um, or I could have told them straight up, but in reality, I think it was too late. I think I needed to pick my alliances more strongly. If I had if I had approached them when Vanessa had been like, "Let's get her out," right? Um, let's get Anna out, and I had gone to Dylan to be like, "Hey, I already have an alliance with these other two people. Um, I think we should get rid of Vanessa early because she's a super strong competitor." I think I totally could have gone to them, or either of them. I could have also gotten rid of Ella Rose immediately if I had gone to those two while they still trusted me. But I kind of let that sit on the back burner too much, worked on this other alliance, and then I myself got confused as to, who was I really in bed with, right? What was I committed to? And so that's why you saw me waffle on screen so much, is because I really didn't know what to do. On the one hand, I'm a man of my word, and we had said we were in an alliance. So I wanted to tell him, and also I like Abigail and I like Anna. And so I was just like, that was the wrong call.
Right. All right. So funnily enough, you and the next person voted out are the only two people who don't know how the game finishes because you guys weren't on the jury, or actually for the next three people voted out, excuse me. So you have a perspective on this that's totally different. You don't know who's going home next. You don't know who wins the season. From your perspective, from what you saw in the episode and your like lived experience, was that the right call for Abigail and Anna to vote you out?
No. I don't think so at all. Again, I feel like I'm too big of a target to make it all the way. Um, I myself, even for my own strategy, was saying, okay, I can make it a few rounds by sticking to someone stronger, right? Flying under the radar, and then I would need to win challenges, right? That's what I was thinking for myself. And honestly, it's super unreliable to plan on winning all these challenges. So I think that was the wrong call by them. Because Vanessa is so smart. And clearly I couldn't lie, right? Clearly. So they should have been able to say, okay, this guy can't lie. He's not going to be that great at the game. We're going to move forward and we're going to take out someone who's a real threat. They were even saying in the interview that I got to watch with them that, oh, Ella Rose and Vanessa have played together before and they're so smart together. Um, but then they just kind of went back to girl power, and uh, and I was on the outs. That was a little rough to start with, being two guys and four girls in our tribe. But no excuse to go out like that. So yeah, I think they made the wrong call. I understand, but if they decided to do just girl power, right? Eventually they're going to have to be at each other's throats, and then you don't know where you stand with anyone.
Mm.
So I don't know. I think it would have been a better play. The enemy you know is better than the enemy you don't. And I would have been the enemy that they knew, right? Because they knew me and Dylan were going to be in an alliance. Um, and Vanessa is so unknown and super smart. So I just don't. Yeah, I think they made the wrong call.
All right. So looking at that first episode, as I said again, you don't know how the season ends. Who are you rooting for from the red tribe? Maybe just based on perspective. Who do you see out of the gate? You're like, okay, this person is playing smart. I know you only know Sarah, Stratton, and Chase, and Sean as well. Any perspective on those players, or Chloe or Catalina? Anyone off the bat? You're like, wow, they're playing a good game.
I mean, well, as you said, that's kind of a lot of people. I mean, I knew four of them,
Yeah.
and so for starters, Stratton was just not going to win in my mind. I just don't think. I mean, I don't know, but I assume he didn't win because he won last time. People were gunning for him, which is a tough spot to be in. So yeah, I just don't think that was going to work out. I think honestly, probably Sean. Um, Sean's just yeah, whip smart. I mean, and good at challenges, but also definitely can lie, has a great poker face. I don't know. I just think Sean, yeah, I think Sean was probably going to be up there. I also think Chloe could be super, super disruptive. Especially if she made it to the merge and sort of inserted herself into that all girls group. Um, I don't know. I just remember because she was so nice, but like also smart and cunning. It was kind of she'd put people on the back foot and kind of make them question their own decisions. So I don't know. I'd be looking out for her and Sean.
Gotcha. Good to know. All right. Looking back at the first episode, anything that you saw that was really memorable, really funny, anything you enjoyed that maybe you hadn't seen before? What was it like? Any memorable moments that stick out?
Um, First of all, I was bit that I did not find the idol. I had the clue. Also, what am I doing? Why am I sharing this clue?
I
Who
was going to
who
ask you
would
that.
yeah, who would think that, because I was asked straight up, right? I could have totally said, actually, I think I need to keep this for myself, right? Um, and everyone would have understood that, right? I mean, it's you get a clue, whatever, makes sense. Or if they'd thrown it a big fit, I could have used it in order to buy my safety.
Mm.
Instead, I just kind of threw it away, and then I was unable to find it myself, and Ella Rose, who I shared it with, was unable to find it either. So it just, I don't know, not great, not a great play. I I thought it was hilarious looking back and seeing myself waffle when directly confronted. I also thought it was hilarious the naivete of how, as soon as I shook hands the second time, I also won the first time, but especially the second time when we all said we were voting Vanessa, how as soon as we shook hands, it was out of my mind. I wasn't worried about it anymore. I was like, I mean, you can see me like giving a thumbs up across the thing. I do the 100.
So good. So good.
Super silly, but yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't worried about it. I was like, okay, great. I trust these people. We shook on it, so done deal, right? Um, there are no binding contracts in Survivor. I should know that. So yeah,
It's a good
so
quote.
that was funny, but I don't know. I look back and I really enjoyed it. I mean, so fun. I don't know, so fun to be walking around and trying to sneak, but not really, not know who to trust, um, build alliances, immediately betray the, I don't know. There's just a lot going on. Yeah, and I think it was great. I think had I gotten into the flow a little bit more, made it a few more rounds, you would have seen me become more comfortable with the playing the game part. But as it is, I try to live a super honest life, and I just don't think I was ready. Maybe I should have played some poker. as part of my preparation.
Well, Gage, I just want to say thank you so much for the bottom of my heart. You're so fun to listen to. You just make the episodes so entertaining. You have the best one-liners, the best sound bites. You're so eloquent when you speak. And you're such a good sport with this. I'm glad that you were able to just have fun with this overall, even after getting out first. I didn't think that was going to happen. I remember being there on that day when you're getting confronted, being behind the camera and being like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." But also, I did not predict that you would get out that early. I thought you were going to make it to the mid merge at least in my prediction. So, you know what happens? It's crazy. And I do think if there's something to say, you did get a pretty bad tribe draw off the start for the people that would work with you right off the bat. I think a lot of the people on Yara would be better suited to be your allies. And so, sometimes that happens and that sucks. And yeah, anything else? Anything else to add? Any other things you want the players to know, audience to know?
No, I mean, not really. Just other than I had a wonderful time. Would have loved to make it further, but it was great. It was great.
Great to hear, Gage. Thank you so much again. I had such a fun time talking with you, and thank you so much for being a part of this for almost 5 years now at this point, which is crazy. We filmed Dave
Wild.
vs. Goliath 2021. Let me give one more story. That is another thank you that I can't thank you for enough. Gage was not even an alternate. He wasn't even in the picture. I called him 10 hours before the season. Someone dropped out. This is during COVID, so it was a little messier. You had to get tested, you had to be vaccinated to play. But I called you. Someone dropped out the day before, and we start shooting at like 7 a.m. I call him at like 8 p.m. and he dropped out, and he just filled in the spot right away. So I appreciate you so much for that. You did not have a lot of time to prepare for the first time, so I'm glad that you got to come back and prepare a little more, and you got to play again. So thank you so much again for being here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, see you, Gage.